In today's video, I'm going to be using what I think is the best deck for the Royal Tournament. This deck right now is being used by Carl, who currently has 2 accounts inside of the top 15 inside of the Royal Tournament, so I think that proves it's pretty good. I'm 11-1 right now, and it is this Lava Loon deck. The Skeleton Dragon's got a 5% health buff, so they're a lot better right now, and because the Phoenix got nerfed, and of course Phoenix is one of the best counters to Lava Hound, Lava Hound is going to be a lot better this season. I would say this overall is a pretty free-to-play friendly Lava Hound deck, so if you want to use this deck on ladder 2, you most certainly can. Even though, you know, Lava Hound is a legendary, I would consider Lava Hound to be a pretty free-to-play legendary, considering it has been out for such a long time, and this deck doesn't have any champions inside of it. So, I'm just not going to do anything. I don't usually, you know, want to make the first play when I'm running Lava Loon. When you're using Lava Miner, it's fine to make the first play, but Lava Loon is a bit more of a beatdown variation, so it's not one where you want to be overly aggressive. This is looking like it's probably going to be Splash Yard. Splash Yard is kind of a matchup that could go either way. You know, the Graveyard can be a little hard to defend, but at the same time, some of your cards get quite a lot of value, like especially the Mega Minion, and I don't think, yeah, I couldn't fireball all. I was hoping to be able to fireball the tower too, and I couldn't. I wanted to hit the Baby Dragon, the Tombstone, and the tower, and because I couldn't do that, I didn't go for the fireball. Maybe I should have just gone for it, though. It's alright, though. Let's just go for a zap on top of this Baby Dragon, and then I'm going to go for a balloon. He probably could NATO it and get the king activated, but I think it's good to do anyway, just because he might actually NATO it. Oh, yeah, he does NATO it backwards. That's actually, I would say, good for me, because now he doesn't have the king activated, and we're still going to get death damage, so I would say it was definitely worth it to go for that balloon there. You do have to be a little cautious, I think, because I think he's probably up 1 or 2 elixir, but I don't really know if he's going to... Yeah, he's not even going to go for a push anyway. As you can see, he just sets up his Skelly King in the back, so let's see if he chooses to maybe go in here for a push. We'll be ready for that. He's just going to go for Tombstone. I'm going to go Skelly Drags like this. Maybe he goes in for a poison or something. Yeah, he does go for his poison. Oof, I didn't think that Skelly King was going to get a hit. That's kind of unfortunate. Does get 1 connection on top of the tower. I'm just going to Lava here. He goes Ice Wizard in the... I think that was a misclick. I mean, if that wasn't a misclick, I'm very surprised he did that. I don't really know what he was thinking there. I'm going to go Balloon like this. I wanted to play it a little bit away from the Lava Hound, so that way... He, couldn't, of course. Okay, yeah, I think that Fireball might have seemed like a bad play, but I think it was good to get rid of that Bar Barrel really quickly. He's probably gonna try to go for the King activation here with his Tornado. Oh, wow, he decides to NATO it backwards instead again, so he's hesitant to go in for the King activation for some reason. I feel like he should, but maybe he's worried he's gonna, like, mess up the placement or something. I don't really know what, but... kind of interesting regardless. Maybe we'll just go for a Tombstone here. Okay, so he goes in. Alright, I'm gonna go blue. I'm gonna fireball this, I think, and then get a zap on top of... Nice, he didn't use the ability. Okay, he NATOs it backwards again. Wow, I'm very surprised he hasn't gone for King activation yet. Okay, that Tombstone felt a little bit, I don't know, a little bit unnecessary. Kind of felt like a desperation defense. We're getting a lot of chip damage with the Lava Pups, as you can see. This Skelly King's going to be a little annoying, but what's nice is these Barbarians, he's going to have to defend. So we're going to have kind of like a dual lane push. He goes Poison, okay. I mean, that does wipe it out pretty nicely. I guess that Poison ended up getting him a lot of value. I'm going to Fireball the Ice Wizard, because we're going to hit the tower as well. We're getting chip damage on the tower, whittling it down, which is really solid, I think. We're going to go for a Tombstone here. Ooh, nice. He had to go NATO. That's very good. I'm going to go Lava kind of like this to tank for the Baby Dragon, hopefully. And maybe he's going to go for a Graveyard now in the right lane. I wouldn't be surprised because we're setting up a push. But if he does, I could try to block the bridge. Kind of just see what he wants to do, I guess. I'm going to go for a Balloon here. It's probably going to force a Poison out of him on defense, and then he won't be able to use it aggressively, which of course is probably good for us. We're just going to try to cycle some spells now at this point. I mean, maybe we can just, at this point, spell out his tower. I'm going to go for a Balloon right here. Let's just go for Barbarians to block the bridge so the Skelly King doesn't cross over. Skelly Jags connect, and yeah, there we go. That is going to be GG. So yeah, I think that kind of proves it right there. It's a matchup that could definitely go either way. I feel like we pressured pretty smartly, and he wasn't able to get that graveyard push he needed, but that's definitely a match where if they get one good Graveyard down, they certainly can win the game off of it. So luckily we did things like blocking the bridge or just applying pressure so he was unable to go for graveyards, because if he overcommitted on a graveyard push, then he wouldn't have been able to defend the Lava Hounds. So that's kind of exactly what happened, and he was never able to get that graveyard push off that he needed. So let's just go for a Zap here on his tower, see what this guy wants to do. Okay, he's going to have a Bandit, so we'll go for probably some sort of Bridge Spam deck. We're just going to Fireball that Magic Archer because it's pretty annoying. So yeah, maybe it's P.E.K.K.A Bridge Spam. Could be, you know, a big possibility. I really hope it's not a Ram Rider deck, because Ram Rider is pretty annoying to play against when you're using Lava, especially when you have the Balloon. He's got the Fireball, which is a bit unlucky, because I would say Fireball's a little better against this deck than the Poison. I'm just going to cycle a Mega Minion. I don't really want a Lava just yet. I'd rather wait until... He played that in the back. I'm thinking going Lava now. I feel like it's a pretty safe time, because I can use my Skelly Drag, since his Fireball's out of cycle, to defend his Ghost over here. Yeah, that was a good... I have to say, that was a pretty good Magic Archer by him. He played that pretty well. The placement, because it hit the Mega Minion as well as the... oh, wow, he went... I don't know how I feel about that P.E.K.K.A, because it's going to lose... It's going to be really easy to defend. The only thing I'm a little scared of is if he goes, like, Bandit in the opposite lane or something right here. Could reach the tower, but overall, I would say a decent single elixir, because I think in single elixir, this is definitely a good matchup for P.E.K.K.A, and then it gets easier for Lava as the match progresses. So we did a very good job overall, taking very minimal damage in single. Because, yeah, Bridge Spam decks, in particular, P.E.K.K.A Bridge Spam is just amazing in single elixir, and you can definitely lose in single if you're not careful. Alright, that doesn't connect, so that's, of course, great for us. I'm gonna go Balloon. He is gonna go for his Fireball. I'm gonna try to get a Zap going here. That should be a connection. If we get one more shot, that'll pretty much be tower. There we go. So that's sometimes what you need to do with Lava. You need to be willing to take damage. This is not a deck where you can overcommit. Like, you cannot afford to overcommit on defense with this kind of deck. I know sometimes some decks that's okay to do, you know, especially if you're running a cycle deck. You definitely want to be, you know, like, defending, and there's very few times where you want to take damage when you're running a cycle deck in a large amount of situations. But when you're running this type of deck, you need to very much so be comfortable taking damage. Otherwise, you're just not going to be able to build a lot of Hound Push, because that is 12 elixir. So it's quite a lot, so you have to be willing to sacrifice some tower damage. Alright, so we're 13-1. Let's see if we can make it to 15 without dropping another game. So we got the Skeleton Dragon, Zap, Fireball. Not an amazing starting hand, because we don't see Tombstone in our starting hand or even as our next card. So I'm just going to go ahead and start off with a Zap here. That should be fine. Going to be a safe starting play. We'll just go ahead and Fireball that Tombstone. Tombstone could be Lava. I mean, maybe this is potentially Mirror, but this could also be Graveyard. Could also be... With the Mother Witch, it's looking like there's a very high chance that this is actually going to be RG. I'm just going to go Mega Minion. I was thinking going Lava, but I don't want to Lava just yet. I'm going to... it is RG, as I thought. Alright, perfect. He missed one of the Barbarians. I was thinking about going Skeleton Dragons when I saw that Fireball come down, but I figured that would have been... I feel like that would have been a little bit of an overcommitment on defense, and also, right when I saw he missed one of the Barbarians, I was like, okay, perfect. Now I'm definitely not. So his Fireball's out of hand, which means the Skelly Drags are going to get some great value here. And I'm also going to Fireball either his Mother Witch or his Zappies. We can kind of... Okay, perfect. We're just going to zap that, and then if he plays his Mother Witch, I'm just going to Fireball her. And yeah, now we're in a great spot. So I'm just going to go Mega Minion on this. We're going to Fireball the Mother Witch, like I said. And even though that Lava has nothing supporting it, I mean, that's going to do... I'm actually going to Balloon here because he might Fireball... Oh, yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. He's really low on Elixir now. after going for that tombstone. That was a great balloon. Yeah, he fireballs last second. Let's go Skelly Drag, because that should actually be tower down, because that balloon's going to get one more shot, I believe, and it's tanking for the... There we go, that's tower down. That was really perfect over there. Kind of capitalizing on his cycle. I think his mistake was fireballing the barbarians. I think that that probably cost him the game. I don't think that he should have done that. Okay, I don't know why the screen is lagging, but we pretty much won anyway already. I think you guys can clearly see that. I don't know what's going on. I still haven't found out if it's a computer issue or a problem with Air Server. Like, I really don't know. But it's weird that that's happening. Anyhow, we already won, so I guess it's probably not too big of a deal. But I do need to get that figured out before my next video, because my next video is going to be a really big video. I'm going to be going from Challenger 1 to Ultimate all in one video, and I really don't want it to be lagging when I'm recording that, because it's going to be an exciting video. But either way, we're going to get the 3 crown here. Pretty easy. I think it's a good matchup for Lava. This deck does quite good against majority of RG decks, especially when it's an RG deck without the Hunter. It's generally going to be super easy. Alright, one more win to go. Alright, so this will be for the 15th win. This guy does have a Grand Challenge badge, which does indicate that this guy probably knows a thing or two about the game. So we're just going to start off with a Zap here and see if he wants to do anything in response, or if he's just going to wait. So he's got a Scar Me. Okay, well, that's interesting. And he's got a Skeleton King. Could be Mortar or something. I mean, there's a few different things it could be. I'm going to actually Fireball this, because it's going to damage the Skeleton King, help take it out, and... Okay, good, he didn't use the ability. If he used the ability, I feel like that would have been a little bit of a problem. I would have had to overcommit on top of that or something. I'm going to go Balloon, because his Mother Witch and the Zappies are out of cycle. I feel like if he doesn't have another air counter... Yeah, as you can see... Balloon is just going to make a beeline towards the tower. Barb Surround, he's going to go for that Fireball, but I'm pretty sure we are going to be able to save the tower here and take his at the same time. So we're in a fantastic position right now. Obviously, if he does make this a 2-tower game, that's going to be pretty solid for him, because he'll be able to go RG in the pocket, but he's not in a good situation right now. I mean, he's going to have to commit a pretty substantial amount of Elixir to take my tower, because... At this point, he needs to at least go for one more RG to get the tower. Or try to do something fancy with, like, the Skeleton King or something. And he is actually... Let's actually go Tombstone. I have to save my Zap for the Skelly King. That was a smart push by him there. Luckily, the Skelly King is going to take out... Okay, let's actually Fireball that. Hold up. That might have been a bad time to Lava. Maybe. I believe, though. I think we can still win. I'm hoping. I believe that balloon's going to be really hard for him to stop. Oh, he had a Fireball. That's really good. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. What a nail biter for the last game. Like, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks again. Until next time.